Good morning, Springville High School.
And welcome back to the jungle.
Last Thursday night, the band participated in a makeshift competition. The band and auxiliary have been working very hard on their show, and this year, due to complications, they were not able to go to any competitions or away games. To boost spirits, the band director and auxiliary sponsors brought in a few judges to judge the show and give the band a score on their hard work. After their performance ended, the drum majors, field captains, and auxiliary captains gathered on the field to hear the scores. The band received a 1, the drum majors received a 1, percussion a 1, the color guard a 1, and the dance line received a 1 for an overall superior rating. Congratulations to all the band members.
Thanks, Amelia, and congratulations to the band with your scores. With Halloween around the corner, people are trying to figure out what to dress up as and might be wondering if they're too old. So let's go to Maddie, who asked our fellow students how old is too old to dress up for Halloween.
With Halloween around the corner, I asked our fellow students how old do they think is too old to dress up.
I honestly think 25 is a good age to stop dressing up.
I don't think there's an age.
16. However old it is when I die.
I don't think you're never too old to dress up for Halloween.
If you could be anything for Halloween, like, just come on. Also, wait.
It's never too old to dress up for Halloween.
Say 30. It'd be good enough.
Those were great answers. Personally, I think you're never too old to stop dressing up. Back to you, Amelia and Sydney.
Thank you, Maddie. I personally think there isn't an age limit.
Now let's go to Mallory, who got some advice for seniors applying to college.
As you know, this week is college application week. I've asked faculty members what they would advise seniors applying to colleges. This is what they said.
Some advice that I would give to seniors that are choosing a college. First of all, the greatest advice I can give a senior choosing a college would be to choose Mississippi State University, probably the greatest all-around campus academic, athletic experience that you could possibly have. But anyway.
The advice I would give seniors is to maybe make a list of your top colleges. Definitely have some backups.
I would also look at and into any scholarships that are being offered to incoming freshmen. And fill out your FAFSA, which is something we'll talk about a little bit more as we get into college application week.
Look at the cost of the college, okay? Not everything costs the same. So, look around, see what it is you think you can afford, look at the different costs from different colleges and compare and contrast that.
A lot of the colleges have set up virtual tours so that students can see the campus without actually going to the campus. So I really encourage people to do that and kind of narrow it down to their top 5.
My advice for the seniors that are applying to college would be, first off, make sure to apply and do not let those deadlines sneak up on you. Go ahead and get those things taken care of.
So look at proximity to your home. If you think you're going to get homesick, I wouldn't apply to somewhere in North Dakota, all right? Because once you're there, and you hate to have to pack everything up and come home because you got homesick a weekend.
And go visit the college. I think that would be a really good idea to make sure that it's a good fit for you. And if that's where you want to spend the next 2 to 4 years, depending on if you're going to a 2-year or a 4-year or a technical school.
Look at those schools to see if they have what you're truly interested in, what you want to major in, what you would like to do for the rest of your life. Of course, that will probably change 3 or 4 times.
I always tell students, don't discount our junior college systems, our community college systems. Don't discount the smaller 4-year schools in our state, because there are a lot of diamonds in the rough out there.
Don't choose a college based on the fact that they have a good football team or because your friends or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or whatever are going there. That's really not a good reason to choose a college. So because you're going to get there, you're going to make new friends anyway. You're going to meet people and get involved. And football season there's only 4 or 5 home games a year anyway.
In conclusion, consider all factors before applying to a college and avoid missing any deadlines. Back to you, Sydney and Amelia.
Thank you, Mallory, and teachers for that good advice.
Let's go to Mia, who asked some of you about weird work stories.
Hi, I'm Mia Clements, and I asked the students and teachers of the school what their weirdest work stories are.
My weirdest work story is several years ago when we had the big snowstorm here, and first time in 20 years of teaching, I got snowed in the school. I had to spend the night in the school, and I wound up sleeping in a resource room that had a pet hamster. And I did not know about that pet hamster. And about 1 o'clock, I was awakened to, and sure enough, I thought I was being attacked by some kind of alien, but I turned the lights on, and lo and behold, there was a hamster running the little exercise wheel that hamsters do. And that's how I spent the night. But also, we got keys to the lunchroom and had school pizza at 11 o'clock, which was cool. So there you go. Funny work story.
My weirdest work story, I would say, would be one day we were working. This was about, I would say, a month in when I started working there. We had these little Frozen toys. So, well, we were all making food. I thought it was a good idea to shoot one of them off because it was an Olaf toy. It shot off, hit Emily Robinson, who works there, hit her, and then she immediately stomps on it. And of course, we come back to it, the head's gone, it ends up in one of the food trays. And then it ends up in my pocket later on. And after that, it's been haunting us ever since.
A funny story I had from being at work was trying to get home from work one time. It's like 1982, 83. I was working in Birmingham. My wife called me and said, "You need to come home. It's about to snow." I looked out the door and it was just barely snowing. I said, "Okay, I'll be there. I'll leave in a few minutes." Well, I was talking to a friend of mine. It was about an hour and a half later, and I looked out and there was 4 inches of snow on the ground. And I was trying to get from Birmingham back to Springville, and they let all traffic out of Birmingham, so you could just barely move. So it took me 5.5 hours to go from Birmingham back to Springville in a 73 Pinto. I learned to listen to my wife after that.
The weirdest thing that ever happened at my work, I think it was a Friday. All of the lights went out and like somebody started like laughing like really scary, and like we didn't know who it was like whatsoever. And then like all of a sudden like all the lights turned back on and like somebody was laying on the ground.
Okay, so my weirdest workplace story. A lot of people would probably think it would be Snowmageddon, which is January 28, 2014, and that was a pretty crazy, weird day. But I didn't want to be like everyone else and tell the same story. So I thought back to the 2002 football season, and it was after the third round playoff game. And a lot of y'all may have heard me tell this story, but a lot of people haven't, so I'm going to tell this a quick version. But basically what happened is we had charter buses, and we were coming back from T.R. Miller High School. At about 1 o'clock in the morning, the bus driver that was driving one of the buses got hot and was taking her sweatshirt off, and she actually went off the interstate and hit a guardrail, causing her to flip out of her bus seat, and she landed in the stairwell. Well, Coach Smith, who was asleep on the bus, woke up when she hit the guardrail, and he literally had to jump up and save the bus to keep the bus from careening off the interstate at a high rate of speed. Once he got the bus stopped, the other bus that I was on stopped behind him, so we were stuck on the side of the interstate at 1 o'clock in the morning in Pelham. So we had to unload the bus that was crashed and all torn up. Luckily, no one was injured. So we got all the students off the bus. So the final thing that we had to do was get Coach Van off the bus that was wrecked. So anyway, y'all know Coach Van. So we had to open this big window, and Coach Van was hanging out of the window, and his feet were like dangling out of the window, and all the coaches were trying to help get him. And all of a sudden, Coach Van fell backwards and fell on us, and he fell out of the bus, and he ripped his shorts real bad. So anyway, a pair of pants or shorts, I can't really remember. But long story short, if any of y'all have ever ridden on a bus with Coach Van, he always drives the bus. He will never ride on a bus anymore because of that night. And he also ripped his shorts up. But anyway, that's probably the weirdest day. So then we had to load everybody on one bus and go back to Springville, and we lost the game also.
Those were some pretty weird stories. This is Mia Clement signing off for The Jungle.
Thank you, Mia. In other news, next week is Red Ribbon Week, the largest drug abuse prevention campaign in the United States. It is sponsored by our school's SAG Club. During this week, there will be dress-up days, candy, and other methods of promoting a drug-free lifestyle. Dress-up days include pajama, wacky-tacky, career, red out, and team day. The annual door decorating contest also falls during this week, so make sure to collaborate with your 5th period teacher to create a spooktacular anti-drug door. The top 3 doors will receive prizes. For first, Chick-fil-A meal boxes. Second, second, candy bags, and third, snack bags. The club is also holding a membership drive, so if you want to become more involved, here's the perfect opportunity.
Make sure you participate in Red Ribbon Week. Now it's time for sports with Ian.
Thank you, Amelia and Sydney. The football team played at Oxford Friday. Let's go to Reed to check it out.
The Springville Tigers took a very unfortunate loss against the Oxford Yellow Jackets this past Friday. Oxford scored 49 points in the first half, but Springville scored 1 touchdown in the second, and Oxford scored another 14 points in the second half. This makes Springville's record 4-5. The Arab Knights traveled to Springville this Friday to face off against the Tigers.
Thanks, Reed. Cross country ran last weekend. Let's take a look.
Let's go, boys!
The cross-country team ran at the St. Bernard Oktoberfest Invitational on Saturday. The varsity boys were led by Pete and Jake Harnett, coming in 19th and 20th. The varsity boys placed 6th as the team. The varsity B team was led by Caleb King, who placed 2nd, and Ethan Gravely, placing 8th. The girls were led by Beth Ann Tucker, placing 1st, and Gracie Matthews, who placed 3rd. The girls placed 4th overall in the meet. The county meet is today. Go out and support your Tigers.
Volleyball won their area last Tuesday. Congrats to the volleyball team. The football team plays Arab at home Friday night at 7. Go out and support your Tigers. Cross country runs in the county meet today. Good luck to them. Back to you, Sydney and Amelia.
Thanks, Ian, and thank you for watching The Jungle.
Be sure to check out our YouTube channel at The Jungle SHS.
And follow us on Instagram at SHS_jungle_roar and Facebook at SHS Jungle Roar.
Be sure to sanitize and wear your mask.
Bye.